Hello my loves, it's Liz Ann here from High Vibes Life, helping you make the rest of your life the best of your life. And if you haven't already, please subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Many times I have clients or friends that come to me and they are having a conflict. You know, most of the conflicts that we have in life have to do with relationships. You know, let's just be honest. And I mean, maybe sometimes money's involved in it, but it usually comes down to some type of a relationship, whether it's with a boss, with a family member, with a lover. And so how do we know if our boundaries are being crossed? A lot of times I'll have them come to me and say, I'm not sure if my boundaries being crossed or if I'm just being too sensitive, and you know, they said this and I did that and I just don't know, and I felt like this, but you know, maybe I'm just being too sensitive or not, yada yada yada. I have found that most of the time when somebody is feeling that way, that somewhere in their boundaries are being crossed, but it's hard for them to know and see where and how. So there is one definite question you can always ask yourself that will clarify to you in your mind if your boundaries are being crossed. And that is, if I turn the tables, would I treat them that way? Would I say that to them? Would I expect that of them? Would I do the same thing to them if the tables were turned? And I'm telling you, if you can roundly and soundly say no, then your boundaries are being crossed. And then the second way that you can usually know if your boundaries are being crossed is listening to your inner guidance system, your inner GPS. How do you feel when you are interacting with this person? Do you feel insignificant? Do you feel seen? Do you feel heard? Do you feel small? And I'm telling you, if you feel a little bit less of a person when you come away interacting with this specific person every time, you can almost guarantee that at some level they are crossing your boundaries. So what do you do when you realize that your boundary is being crossed? First of all, you have to acknowledge that at some level you have allowed them to cross your boundary. Every person puts off an energy. There are some people that can walk into a room that nobody would cross their boundaries because they're putting off an energy that is strong and that is powerful and that is letting people know at an energetic level it's not okay to be disrespectful to me. And then there's some of us that are putting off an energy that tell people it's okay to walk on me. It's okay to expect things of me, and it's okay to show a little disrespect to me. And the reason why we put off this energy stems from how we feel about ourselves at a core level. And this has come from things that we have been through and the beliefs that we've come to believe about ourselves through the different experiences of life. And this is why I teach and coach in self-love, genuine self-love. It is so important that we learn to really value ourselves and to love ourselves and to be our own best friend and how to do that. And sometimes, you know, that's not always easy to know how to do that when we haven't never done it for ourselves and we've never felt valued and loved and respected by others outside of us as well. So if we have underneath inside of us this part of us that does feel like we're a little inferior to most people or to some people or whatever, then we are going to put off an energy out there that is going to basically be an inlet into allowing other people to treat us with disrespect and to cross our boundaries. Now, once we realize this, there's a couple of things that we can do. For one thing, we can shore up on our self-love. We can, and if we're not sure how to do that, maybe we should get into some kind of a program like the one I offer and hire a coach to help us to really build up our self-esteem and our confidence and our self-love and to really build up our sense of self-worth and our sense of self-advocacy and to build ourselves up. Sometimes that's where we need to start. Until that has happened, sometimes we are going to need to put some space between us and the people that make us feel that way, that cause us to feel that way. It is not necessarily their fault. it is just, again, we all are an energetic match to certain people, and people that are just do naturally want to find others to cross their boundaries because they don't want to have to worry about people's boundaries will be a match to people who easily let people cross their boundaries. And so sometimes it's just about putting a distance there until we are stronger in our self-love. There are times when people live with you and there's just, you can't put distance there. They're going to always be there, and they are going to continue to try to cross your boundaries. And at those times, again, those are going to be times that you're going to need to just recognize that your boundaries being crossed, and then just take a stand with it and just let them know that that's not okay in some way, either through your words or your actions. They need to know that it's not okay for you to cross this boundary. And it's uncomfortable when you've been in the habit of letting people cross your boundaries. It can feel very uncomfortable when you first begin. And that is why a self-love coach or a self-confidence coach or somebody like a therapist or something like that can sometimes help you through those times when you're not sure exactly how to handle individual situations. So that's it for this video. I hope it's been helpful for you. If you know anybody that can use this, that is struggling with boundary issues with other people, please share this video with them. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And you can also follow me over on Instagram at Enchanted Life Coach or High Vibes Life. You can also find me at High Vibes Life. That's HIVIBESLIFE.com, and on Face Life, and on Facebook at High Vibes Life. So I'd love for you to hang around and to learn more about loving yourself and building yourself up and getting grounded in your own self-love and self-advocacy. Have a great day.